Hey guys, TikTok here. Today I'm going to be talking about some control priest that I built today. Went really well. I went 22 and 16, which is it's not that amazing, but it was all around rank 500 legend. So yeah, I got like to rank 500 with it. 58% win rate overall. Does really well against what a lot of the meta is right now, which is a lot of warrior, especially some Defratel bomb warriors. And then also a lot of warlocks. So Agam Warlock and Quest Warlock as well. It also does decent into Priest, so Protoss Priest. People have been playing less Bandage Priest, and then every other deck, like, it does not that well into aggro, but it also does really well into control. So like DK, yeah, DK is also that kind of control deck where it does really well into. And so here's the list. It has a very normal kind of core package with all of the healing and removals, like Shadow Ward Ruin, Greater Healing Potion, Flash Heal, Holy Smite. Even cards like New Moon, which is mostly there to kill Dorian against Warlock. So on turn 4, turn 5, you want to go Dirty Rat New Moon, try to hit the Dorian. And then you have some late game options, as in Raza, Bob, Marin, these kind of cards, and then Aviana Izera, and also Story of Amara, which is a 10 to then again complete the Elise. And the deck plays really well into control. It does decent into combo because you have the Dirty Rat. It's rather hard into aggro, but also aggro has been way less prevalent in mid-high legend, and you can still get there. Like, it's only probably Murloc Paladin that's a bit hard. So first game, we're against Warlock. We're expecting Agam Warlock again, as most of the Warlocks have been Agam. Dirty Rat in starting hand is something that you want to keep against Warlock right now because you need a way to pull the Dorian, and since this list runs the deal 6 damage in a new moon, you can actually get rid of Dorian and kill it in the same turn on turn 4 with the coin or on turn 5 of coin. And here I also keep Puppet Theater because it's an insanely good card against Warlock. Like, I think I would always keep it. I was not keeping it in the beginning as I was playing this Control Priest deck, and I realized very quickly that it's a very good card to keep. So the early game is gonna be hoping they don't have ramp, basically. And if they do have ramp, then you hope that you get your moon to be able to deal with the Dorian turn. And if they don't have ramp, you can kind of chill a bit longer. Potentially set up the location before you rat them. Rat is extremely good, as is it's not only good if you pull Dorian and kill it, it's also good if you pull Agam or even Izera or Fyrak. And all of these can be copied with the location. So here I go for coin location, which is a good way to spend mana. And also, you set it up because you have the rat next turn. It's not that great here because I don't have a good way to clear a minion, so I'm probably gonna end up just passing again. But since I had double 4 on turn 3, my reasoning was that I can coin 4 and then play another 4. And that way I don't necessarily waste too much mana. And so now the location is equipped. I have the Dirty Rat. The only problem is that I don't have a way to kill Dorian. So even if I rat the Dorian, since I didn't draw Twilight Influence or New Moon or Second Smite, I actually can't deal with Dorian. Which is pretty scary because the combo comes off next turn already when they have 6 mana. They can go Dorian and then 0 mana spell, Agam, and potentially Fyrak. And here they play Studies, which is also slightly annoying as it's another minion in hand that I can't really deal with. And that can eat the rat. Most importantly, it can eat the rat. So here I don't have a way to deal with anything, and I am probably just passing because ratting Dorian would be really bad for me. And so I'm kind of hoping they don't have the full combo. If they do have the full combo, then I'm gonna have to tank a lot of damage. Like, I can go for copy on Agam and then play the Agam to get the Ziliax down. That way I can heal a lot. I can probably ruin first as well. But here they just play the cavern and they don't actually have the Dorian, which is really good for me. And like that sign alone is probably gonna tempt me into playing the rat, because I don't really have that many good plays here. And the early game, you just play your card. Like Yor is a really good card to have. Thrive is probably a card I would keep as well, because these kind of cards are really good. Elise is almost always a keep. So like now I get the moon, and so instantly I want to rat, and I rat Xavier's, which is not really what I want to be ratting. I don't even kill it because I really want my removal for Dorian. If I use the deal 6 on the Xavier's and then they play a Dorian, then I can't kill the Dorian. So again, just like keep in mind to like make sure that you can deal with the Dorian. I could have also copied the Xavier's, but I would rather keep the copy. Typically for either or Agamagam or Fyrak, they're all better targets. And you're gonna have time to location those targets. They don't play Renovator, for example, to kill your location. So like you're always gonna be able to do the thing. And here I can actually copy the Izera, which is really good for me. They ramped quite a lot, so it's good if I can actually catch them up on mana. I got the Twilight Influence. Twilight Influence is a card I was running before, and I'm not really running it now. So yeah, I go for the wand and the marine play. You wanna try to get the to your wand marine really early, because wand is such a broken card. It gets you 2 mana Yor, gets you 7 mana Story of Amara, and it's a very clunky card to get down. So as soon as you can drop a marine and not take too much damage on the backhand, it's very strong. It's very very strong. So here they're going for the combo turn with Catacombs. Thankfully for me, there's only 1 minion left, so they're probably not gonna be doing too much damage to me. Now also I'm at 11 mana, which is it's nice because now I can actually use my mana for big tempo turns like Ziliax or even like Bob, and then play a wand. Like I can actually play my cards where it's hard before because you don't necessarily have that much mana to spend on cards. Like the whole time between turn, I would say between turn 1 and turn 6, it's usually going to be really difficult because you don't have that many good plays apart from Thrive, Removal, and Healing. Like you have Elise, you have Narain. Some cards that you could consider running are cards like the 2/2 that imbues your hero power, or the 3/3 that also imbues your hero power, but those cards are very bad in my experience. So here they got I don't even know where they got the ham from, honestly. They got the ham from some random card. And or maybe ham is a demon. I have no idea, honestly. But they got ham with reborn, which is super annoying. They got a rat, which is okay. So yeah, the very first thing, always play wand when you have hand space. Also there it procs the lifesteal on my spell, so I can heal a tiny bit. I need to kill with the Dorian, but I have the 0 mana moon for that. I was not really happy with those minions. That's not really that good. I know there is an explosive trap, so I don't necessarily want to play the Elise, I feel like. And I know there are no minions left, so like I don't necessarily need to kill the Dorian, but I probably should. Maybe not 100%. It's probably fine to keep the 0 mana spell here in hand, but it's also probably fine to kill a minion. So yeah, here I just deal with most damage instead of dealing with the Dorian. I kill the 3/2. Because I know there are no more minions in the deck. So I also know there is a Gamagam in hand. But also no more Fyrak, so that's good. Okay, I lose my Elise, which is annoying, but it's okay. Then they have a Gamagam, then I'm guessing they have some big spells. So it's either Shaladrasil or Kerrigander. 16 HP is not that much. I don't really have any healing. All my healing is still in my deck, so Story of Amara, Double Your, Greater Healing Potion, all those cards are really good to get. Like, I would love to get a Thrive, for example. And I kind of have to just heal with Ziliax here, because I know they also have extra damage in hand with the 5 damage Louis, so I really need to heal a bit. So some lines I could take are things like copying the Agamagam and then playing it for Ziliax. Here I think I was going for healing and I missed. So it's either draw or reduce. I feel like draw is pretty good because I still have a lot of card draw in my deck. Oh yeah, and another thing, I needed to play the Grifta first because I knew they had explosive runes. So if I copied the Agamagam and then played it first, I would have died. And I can't play the Ziliax first because I need to play Ruin. But then there, I think I messed up the order. I should have clicked on the Agamagam first, then play the Ruin, then draw, because there I ended up having to waste the smite for no reason. Like I could have not wasted the smite and I would have had 2 more HP because I could have hero powered. So that was a pretty silly mistake. I don't hit because I know it's explosive trap. Makes it easier to clear with AoEs if I proc the explosive trap here. So I'd rather just not hit and wait. Getting Aviana is nice. It's a bit late now, so it's harder for me to actually play her. I kinda when I look at this spot, I kinda wanna just go for Thrive and get Amara from Thrive. If you look in the deck, there are like six, 7 spells, so it's not that unlikely to hit Amara. And if I miss on Amara, I still have a lot of mana to spend on other things. Yor would be really nice as well. I'm probably just repackaging this because I don't have the second Shadow Ward Ruin. Okay, Yor is really nice. So here I have a very clean turn with Yor repackage and Thrive and Hero Power. So I'm probably gonna do that. Try to stay healthy. Hero Power a lot. Most of their things are gone. So like from here, it's mostly Kerrigan and just them pressing the hero power and maybe some Hellfires as burn. So like I still need to be careful because they still have a lot of burn, but as long as I get one good turn to play Story of Amara, I should be okay. And that's usually how the Warlock matchup goes. Like you're gonna have a rough time mid game past turn 6, but if you survive until turn 10 plus, you're in a good spot usually. And like here we're at turn, I think turn 11 or something. And I can finally heal to full, deal with one of the 2/5s. Those 2/5s are actually kind of annoying to deal with a lot of the time. Like it's not that easy. They still have the box, but they also have Ruin for when they get it. So that helps. So your procs, yeah, I can kill another 2/5, and I think here I'm probably just setting up the Story of Amara. I could have played another Yor and Hero Power and played Narain, for example. That would have been probably fine. But it's also very good to just spend the 10 mana before before it gets a tiny bit tricky to do it. Like if you're behind on board, it's gonna be harder for you to actually spend the mana. Here I got pretty lucky. I got the Yor radded by the Viper, but they had another Viper, which was actually pretty annoying because they got my Narain. And I had already played my Marin. So here I was getting slightly worried of potentially running out of gas because all of the value I still had is second Puppet Theater and then maybe the Kobold. And seeing the kill Jaden here was really annoying because I am sort of out of value, and so here it took me some time to figure out the best way to actually go about this. And I realized that the best way to go about this would have been was to go for multiple bobs in one turn. So here my plan was to draw my entire deck to the last to the very last card. I don't need to copy the Killed Jaden. Like, it doesn't really do anything to copy the Killed Jaden with Bob. I don't really need to do that. All I want to do is get to the bottom of my deck and then get infinite Bobs by shuffling Bob into my deck and drawing it back with Goblet. So all I want to do is draw my entire deck. So I have one more draw from the Yor here, and then I have one draw from the Potion, one draw from the Thrive. And since I have only 5 cards left in my deck, I only need like 2 turns to get to the bottom of my deck. And then once I'm at the bottom of my deck, I can get rid of my entire hand, play Bob, shuffle Bob into my deck when I have 0 cards, and then Goblet Bob. And that way I would get 8 or 9 Bobs. And so I can stall forever, pretty much. And that way you can easily beat Kid Jaden, because you just get an army of 4 5s on board that are gonna keep hitting your opponent every single turn, and you're gonna keep freezing the board. And I can also keep the Drake in case I feel like I need more more minion presence in the Bob turns. So like here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to clear the board, set up the Aviana so everything is 0 mana and I can easily spend mana on everything. And then get to the full Bob combo. And I can even get to play a Kobold potentially. Like I can go Goblet into Kobold, and that's also completely fine. But I think this game I realized, like I noticed the whole combo a bit too late, and so I didn't play my Thrive when I should have. And now it's too late to play the Thrive, or like it's going to be too late to play the Thrive because I think I'm gonna draw exactly repackage next turn. I should have realized I had only one spell left in my deck. Because if I realized I had only one spell left in my deck, I would have probably not played the Drake, just hero powered and played Thrive instead. And that way I would get to the repackage. Then the next turn I would get to one of the other 3 cards, so either a Kobold or Puppet Theater. I would play the Greater Healing. I would have only 1 card left in my deck. And so it would be only 2 turns until I can actually do the full Bob combo. So here they played Bob. I feel like they should freeze, but I think they might have like copied or something. I'm not sure. But I think here they're supposed to just. Oh yeah, no, they went for draw. Yeah, they went for draw, which I was very confused by. Very confused by. But I guess they wanted tempo, which is also kind of fair. Oh yeah, the shuffle. Okay, shuffling my Drake also made it so that I was one turn slower on the Bob ID. And by the way, that ID with Bob, that's something that you can do with literally any deck. Not any deck, but any minion in this deck. So if you have Marin late, or if you have even like Ziliax, you get 10 Ziliax. Or if you have Narain late or Elise late, you can always do that and copy. Yeah, and here I played the Thrive. I realized I had no spells left, which is like this is where I realized was a big problem potentially, because I have 3 cards in deck. I draw only 1 next turn, so I need to live 2 turns, and the minions from Kill Jaden are already getting kind of big. This Kill Jaden, by the way, it was not in their deck. They generated it, so I was not necessarily 100% prepared for this. And here I kind of have to just take the damage. They're at 15 HP, so I know they have to trade a tiny bit. Like they know I have the Dream card, so if they just go face, they're actually just gonna die to my hand. So I knew I could take 1 turn slow, then use repackage on the following turn, maybe with a Drake, and then I'm probably gonna be having to take a 50-50 in the very end, because next turn I draw 1, I have 2 cards left, and then I draw 1 more because I play repackage. I have 1 card left, and so I do Goblet shuffle, I do Bob, shuffle the Bob, and then Goblet to try and get the Bob 50-50. And if I hit the other card than Bob, I can always play the Golden Kobold, and that usually wins the game because infinite legendaries for 1 mana, because by then the Aviana is gonna proc as well. So here the plan is, yeah, repackage, and then if they develop a lot, Bob, shuffle the Bob and Goblet. And they kept playing big minions, like they had lethal on board here, so I had to play the repackage. I drew the Drake, so I probably played the Drake at the same time. Playing the Flash Heal here doesn't really matter. I could play it. It doesn't really do anything to play it or not to play it. And here I'm thinking about the whole setup, but I need to take a flip. And if I miss the flip, I play the monkey. If I don't miss the flip, I can bob, and I should always win with infinite bobs. And the Aviana is gonna proc. I don't know if it procs on my next turn, but it's gonna proc soon. It's at 2 out of 3, so I'm not sure if that means it procs now on my next turn or the turn after. But yeah, probably going Bob. Here I can copy the Moarg to get another 8/8 on board. Then shuffle the Bob and then Goblet. And if Bob is still the last card left in my deck, I always play the Golden Kobold. And if it's not, I can just play Bob infinitely, and that should always be GG. Okay, yeah, so all my cards went to 1, which is like, doesn't really matter because I have 20 mana anyways. And here I'm like wondering if it's ever worth it to just take the 16 damage face, but then I can actually leave myself vulnerable against cards like Doomguard. So I don't think it's worth it to go for the to not go for the 1 and 2 and like try to have it be 100%, but then potentially die to Doomguard. I think I was in a good enough spot to be able to play around losing the 50-50, because I think I still win with 9 legendaries. So here I got Puppet Theater. I think it's correct to play one Puppet Theater for one less legendary because it's another Moarg directly on board. Here I found the Tarim. I looked for a small minion in my hand to buff with the Tarim because I wanted to use the second part of the Tarim to make the Moarg a 1/1. I should have actually just clicked the Moarg and then played the Moarg and made it a 1/1, but I couldn't think fast enough on the fly. And so now they have to answer this board, which is already really, really difficult. And then even if they do, I still have a crazy reload with the Gromash plus the Idol from Paladin. That gives me a +2/+2 Divine Shield for 2 mana in hand. But since all my cards are 1 mana from the Avian Aura, it actually is 1 mana, and I can play 19 of them on top of Gromash. I think they cleared a decent amount, but I don't think they cleared everything here. Yeah, so like that card just gives +2/+2, and then I have Grom, and they have Explosive Trap up, so the Grom becomes a 10 attack minion, and then I can use 18 mana on buffing the Grom again. So I had 46 damage here, I think, something like that. Because yeah, Grom, and then yeah, Grom plus 46 damage. So I had infinite damage. I think I didn't really quite BM here. I think I just, since the 14-1 was still alive, I just kept buffing it, and I kind of wanted to do. I don't know. I should have just killed my opponent. I kind of wanted to make the biggest minion possible, but I should have really realistically just killed my opponent. That was slightly BM on my end. So yeah, we trade the 1/1, then we play the 2/7, and we buff the Drake infinitely. And yeah, that's game one. And so the second game is going to be against the Quest Warrior. I had modified the list a tiny bit before this game. I was playing Smoldering Ascent. I was trying I was trying to find a way to deal with aggro better, and so I cut the smites for Ascent, and then I ended up going back to Smite later on. So against Control Warrior, it's a bit different than against the Warlock. You actually don't want Rat. You kinda want Elise, you want Narain, you want Puppet Theodore, because Puppet Theodore, again, is pretty decent. Sometimes they play Elise early, sometimes they play Xavier's early, which is also decent to copy to get a minion from your deck. Even an Ancient of Yore after it stops being dormant is decent. So they kept the quest. The matchup is not easy because so what you need to do in this matchup is gain a lot of HP because they're gonna try to OTK you. And once they get to their quest reward and they have Time Warp on top of Galvadon, it can be a crazy amount of damage. They can deal 60, 70, 80 damage, especially if you leave them a board up. So yeah, here I have to discard the Smoldering Ascent. I realized the card was just not good enough to play in Priest, sadly. And my early game is pretty slow, but it's always kind of slow with this deck. Puppet Theodore on 4 is very nice. Really hoping they don't run Renovator, because if they do, it's very, very painful. But it's not the card I want to play around. So we get the Yor, and then I Yor him back. Nothing super crazy. The early game is always rather slow. And then turn 6 is probably going to be Narain and Thrive. Try to be careful not to overdraw with the Yor. I was probably talking about Smoldering Ascent here, saying how bad the card was. So the matchup is definitely not super straightforward. If they run Hydration Station, which means that they run Spill and Tortola, then what you want to do is to use Repackage onto Tortola because it slows them down a lot. They can't really play Hydration Station that easily. And using the location on cards like Ham is very good. So copying Ham, copying Elise, those are like the two prime targets. Then you have Marin, that's also another rather prime target. And the very nice thing with this deck is that, so in the first game against the Warlock, I wasn't running Raza, but this game I felt like throwing Raza because I realized that the minion pool in your deck is very small. So you have Rat, Elise, Narain, Yor, Bob, Marin, and then Aviana is Zeliax. So it's about 8-9 minions that are all really, really good to get back for 0 mana. So you don't really have quote unquote bad minions like the imbue cards that you wouldn't want to get back for 0 mana. All of the minions in your deck are insane to get back at 0 mana. So like a curve that I've done quite a bit is just playing Elise on 4, and then let's say the Elise dies, and you don't have a target to use like the copy location for 5 mana. Then you can just play Raza, shuffle a 0 mana Elise into your deck, and then you just draw a 0 mana Elise at some point. It's just very good. And even though it's 5 mana to get that, it's still very good. So here, my opponent actually had the best possible early game for the matchup. So they had the location for Elise, like the location from Elise that copies. They had Ham on 6 with copy, and I didn't have a good way to clear, so I had to go for I had to go for Ruin, but the Ruin only cleared one Ham, so I still had to take a hit from the second Ham, and I had already lost Bob. I think I lost the Dirty Rat as well from the two. Yeah, I lost the Dirty Rat and I lost Bob from the Ham. And then here I lose my Zera, which is okay. It's probably like the least bad pull from my hand. But then I lose the Marin, which is really bad. And this is actually exactly where the Raza comes in clutch, because the Raza right now, it shuffles an Izera, it shuffles a Marin, it shuffles a Yor, and all these cards are completely insane to get for 0 mana, and also even to just get in your deck, period. So I was looking at the Raza, and here it shuffled a Marin, an Izera, a Yor, and I think 2 Elise. maybe one or two Elise. I'm not sure if I missed that. I feel like it showed two Elise, but I think it's only one. I could be crazy though. Oh no, it is two Elise, right? Because I copied the Elise with the location. So yeah, it's two Elise. And so that was an insane Raza. But one combo that's really cool to do is Narain with Raza. So Narain with Raza, if you play Narain and then you shuffle Narain into your deck, your vision from Narain is going to give you a 0 mana Narain, and so you can play it infinitely. Because your top deck is Narain, and you have a vision that gives you a 0 mana one. And so you play it, and then you fill your hand with visions. And then from that spot, it's very, very hard to lose because you can get six Elise, you can get six Shaladrasil or Puppet Theaters, or literally any card in your deck, 6, 7, 8 times, as long as you have hand space. But that's also where Diaviana helps a lot. So here I was not 100% on playing the Raza. I think I was considering trying to wait for the Shaladrasil, but I feel like that would have been a stupid idea. But I think I should have played Raza here. Maybe I waited longer, but I think I should really play the Raza. Okay, I didn't play the Raza. I feel like that's a bit sus, because I'm also drawing a card. So yeah, as soon as the Raza is really good, I feel like you're supposed to play it. But I was greeting the second nine, and yeah, I was greeting a bit too much. Like I think that was not good to do. And also there is the red giant in it, but like double Narain, double Elise, Marin. The main card I wanted to really shuffle was Marin, and so I think that's another reason to just play the Raza very quickly. So here I start with playing Raza. I shuffle what I wanted. So I got the Marin, I got the Elise, and I got the Narain. Then instantly I get two 0 mana Elises in hand. I don't want to be playing both of them because if you remember, I want to keep one vision for the Narain combo. But playing one of them for a 5 mana location here is completely fine. Discover is always really good. And then I think I took the Fraddle because it's also kind of fine. It's not amazing, but it does okay. And so here I took Holy Nova, but that was wrong. I took Holy Nova, but it was actually way better to take the card that draws a dragon scale or something like that, because the Zera in my deck is 0 mana right now, and so I could have played scale replica. That's the word. I could have played scale replica, drawn a Zera for 0 mana, and then played it for 0 mana, and that would have been much better than a random Holy Nova. Even though like he can trade the poisonous minion to my Zera for free, but just getting that extra mana and getting that extra card out of my deck is so big. So yeah, definitely not playing this game super well, but the matchup is also kind of tricky to play. And from here, the main thing I want to do is get a 10 mana location from this Elise that I'm going to top deck, because you need armor in this matchup before their quest reward is done and they have time warp and everything. So you really really need armor. So I'm gonna go for a 10 mana location and try to get 12 armor, I think. And at the same time, I can also play Diaviana and try to get all my cards to cost 1 mana. Because if I get all my cards to cost 1 mana, I can do some crazy stuff with Narain, with Repackage, Shaladrasil, Marin. Like I can clear the board for 1 mana, get a bunch of 10 mana locations for free. That is so much you can do. So here I get a 10 mana location, instantly pick armor. Discover is also really good, and I play it. I could have played Aviana, honestly, but they're getting close to their quest reward, and so it's pretty good to. So here again, I think Scale Replica is actually the best, and I finally notice it that the Scale Replica gets me the 0 mana Ether. So I get the 0 mana Isla, and now I'm getting into a comfortable enough spot where I can finally play the Aviana and do all the crazy stuff with Shaladrasil later. I am kind of struggling when it comes to card draw. I would really like to just get Thrive and then Greater Healing Potion or something. But it's not that bad. Even getting Marin would be nice. Narain would probably be the best actually, because then I fill my hand with visions and I can sort of do everything I want. And all the cards are very easy to dump. You can dump the flash heals, you can dump the 2 mana spell I'm gonna draw next turn, play an Aviana, and then all of a sudden you have like 3 hand space, 2 hand space. Or I mean 2 or 3 cards in hand. So like 7, 8 hand space. They discovered that, it's fine. I'm very scared, honestly, because it's super easy from here to OTK me. And so I need to be rather careful. Yeah, I think I need card draw, so I went for Power Ward Shield. Clearing the board doesn't really do anything. I am again I'm scared, so I'm not playing the Aviana, I'm playing the Ziliax and trying to be defensive. And really trying to dig as much as I can for the Narain, for the second Elise, for the Marine, all of those cards. Because yeah, now they have the quest reward. I am not really using my second charge of the Puppet Theater because that can slightly dissuade them from playing the location, from playing the quest reward. Or if they want to play the quest reward, they then have to kill it off themselves. So shield slam it off, but they already played double shield slam. So like the other way to do it is something like Ceaseless or something like Brawl. So here I think they play Ceaseless to deal with the to make sure that the 8 dies basically, so I can't copy it. Which is it's a good play. You should do that if you play Control Wire against a deck that can copy your 8. Like even Bob is going to instantly lose you the game if you don't kill off your own 8. It's a bit weird, but it is what it is. So yeah, Ceaseless. My entire board's gone. I can copy the Ceaseless and then 0 mana, and then I can clear the board, which is nice. And I have a Dirty Rat as well. So here I finally have the Narain combo. It's a tiny bit awkward because I didn't have time to play my Aviana. Honestly, might have been my bad for not playing the Aviana earlier. Like I should have definitely played the Aviana at some point. And so I go for a couple of Narains, and then I try to clear my board with the Ceaseless to then be able to dump more Narains. But I think I really wanted to have the Aviana down. I'm not 100%, but I think I wanted to have the Aviana down this turn. Like I fill my hand with 5 visions, which is good enough. And I also know that I'm going drawing an extra one next turn. So 5 vision and then getting the Aviana down this turn, I think is good enough. I'm at 57. So this is actually not that bad HP wise. It's not that easy for them to deal 57 with no board from hand. Unless they have exactly Galvadon plus an 8/8 plus Sulfuras and Time Warp, something like that. And then they still need the Rakshot to probably go face, or they need to hit exactly Wind Fury and then +3 attack a couple of times. Yeah, so here I'm slightly against the clock, trying to get to another release or trying to get to any card draw really. They play Bob, which is kind of scary because they can go Bob and then play another card. Yeah, there we go. Like for example, this, and then I don't have a removal that deals with it cleanly, and then I take infinite damage, or I have to make hand space for the Shredder Seal and then deal 5 AoEs. It's not great. Like this is really not great because this followed up by Time Warp, then I would probably die over 2. But I had the deal 5 AoE Defraddle on top of the deal 3 in my hand, so I could actually deal with the Galvadon there because there was no Divine Shield. I just dumped the second story of Amara because With the healing I have left, it's either I die or... Oh, actually, I don't do it. I thought I was going to do it. With the healing I've left, it's either I die from 57 now, or I don't need the healing at all. So yeah, I mean, I could have seen dumping the Amara, but also the Aviana is gonna proc soon, so it's not necessarily that needed. I can gain another 12 from the location next turn, and the Aviana is proccing in 2 turns. So I'm kind of just waiting now because at some point I'm gonna get 7 Elises, for example, or 7 Marins, and then when that happens, I can just play them one by one, have a million legendaries from Marin, a million locations from Elise, and then I still have Goblet, and I always know my top deck because of all the visions. So yeah, like this is really really fun and cool to play once you get to this position. And Warrior can't do that much else than try and kill you. The whole Sulfuras plus Portal plus all your minis are 5/5s is it's decent, but it's not necessarily good enough to actually win the game late game versus this kind of control priest. So yeah, like here for example, I get a bunch of Elises, which is pretty good. I can't play all of them because it's a bit too expensive, but I can at least play one, get a 10 mana location, see what happens. I think yeah, I took some Raptors probably, then 12 at 12 armor, and that's good enough. Like you playing this, that's already way more than good enough. Because I'm drawing another Elise next turn, and next turn the Aviana is proccing, and so I would have played more than one Elise if I didn't hit armor on that one. But since I hit armor, I'm now super safe against the OTK. Like I'm 80 HP. It's very very difficult to OTK from hand in one single turn, and I can almost always remove what they do because I have still double repackage in deck. I have second moon, so I'm not gonna run out of removals, and in 2 turns my location procs again, so I get even more and more armor, and I can use one more location from the Elise I'm gonna top deck right now. So now it's very easy to just completely outgrind the opponent because at some point I'm gonna have 6 Marines. I can play one of them, it shuffles my deck, and then that way I can always keep Marine on the top of my deck, sort of by just instantly playing it. It shuffles my deck. If Marine is still at the top, I keep playing a Marine from one of the visions. If it's not at the top, then I wait until it's at the top again. And I can keep going like that. So now I get the Elise. I get a 10 mana location. I probably start by playing the Greater Healing Potion because I just want to get to Marine being my top deck. And now Marine is actually my top deck. I play the Elise. I go for a 10 because everything is 1 mana, so the 10 is also 1 mana. 10/10 copy is pretty good. Plus 4 attack is pretty good. Again, insta click when I see armor because that's the only thing that can still matter this game is me dying. So I play the Marine. It shuffles my deck, adds 3 new cards to my deck, so then I can see if Marine is at the top of my deck or not. I take Wand because I just wanna draw some cards. Get for example to the Puppet Theater or get to the Crown. And then Marine again is at the top of my deck. I play Marine. Then it shuffles. Marine is no longer at the top of my deck. And at the same time, I clear the stuff. Like I just play some cards, clear some stuff, take the crown, probably play the crown. Just try to push pretty hard for tempo. But yeah, from here they can't really do anything. Like you just keep playing a bunch of Marines, and the thing is that you still have, like at the very end, you always still have the Shaladrasil Marine stuff, which is really nice. So they're probably gonna try to go in with time warp soon because they have the time warp. So yeah, zero mana Ziliax because of Barnabas, that's pretty good. And then they can play some more minions, try to kill me with time warp, but it's impossible to kill me now because I'm way too high HP. And I still have two 10 allocations on board, and I have so many things here. I have so many things. I can use Tirande for the second crown. I can wait until a Marine is on the top of my deck to play more Marines and take a crown, and then double the crown with Tirande. Then I can also shuffle some more Marines into my deck after I draw the Marine that's in my deck still. So yeah, here they deal quite some damage, like it's 28 on board, and then another 6 from the portal. So like they're dealing 35 damage, but yeah, it's not nearly enough. It doesn't even remove my armor. Then Shaladrasil, that's another 10. But yeah, it's not enough. They still don't even remove my armor. It's like 40 something damage. But yeah, the Story of Amara is also a really good card in the deck that gets played a lot. It saved me quite some times against Warlock and some aggro decks. And then against Control, you just have that extra 10 HP the entire time. That's just really good. So yeah, they play some cards, try to hit me in the face as hard as they can. And then I can actually just probably repackage and then play a bunch of cards. This is the spot where repackage is very good because you shuffle random things into their decks that like they're gonna have to spend mana on, but they're gonna have to spend mana on that stuff in like 5 turns. And by then I'm already gonna have so much stuff on the board. So yeah, my location was summoning a bunch of 2/1s. I kinda don't wanna click it first. I wanna just play some minions. So yeah, like I get the crown, I have the Tirande. I like going for Tirande Crown here, just get 2 extra legendaries, then click the location at the end, so I don't fill my board with random 2/1s. I think I took the Avatar of Hearthstone just for fun as well. It is the biggest minion, so. And then I took just biggest minion, I think Geppetto. Then you can click, get another 12 armor at the end. And you keep going, like you just have so much stuff that at some point they literally just run out of removal, they run out of cards, like they can't keep up with 1 mana on top of infinite Narain, infinite Marine, infinite everything. And what's really nice about the Raza is that it makes your deck resilient to disruption. So you can actually use Raza to get cards that are rated bad back into your deck, typically Elise and Narain. That's like a big thing that happened this game. That was really cool. And that's also why I think Raza is very underappreciated, but it's also really strong. So they have to go for Kobold because they're kind of out of stuff. All their minions are 5/5, which is slightly annoying, but it doesn't really matter that much. Oh, and here we can have even more fun. We can get some nice hero cards. And I can't resist. I can't resist getting a 1 mana hero card for free. And I got Scabs, which was pretty cool and pretty funny. Like I could not resist the Scabs. And that way I can get another hero card because I get the Maestra back. Put all their minions back into their hand, kill the rest. Then I play the Maestra to get another hero card, which then gave me it gave me a bunch of stuff. I took Mad Genius. I don't know why I clicked the hero power. I just Mad Genius for even more armor. And I think by then they were kind of done playing the game. I think. Yeah, I just killed off my own things because I wanted to make some hand space for the wand maybe. Oh yeah, I could have kept playing the that one mana spell. That's my bad for instantly passing the turn, but yeah, nothing really mattered anymore. They overdrew the second thing. Like the entire hand is legendaries, but I can remove almost any amount of legendaries with what I have right now. And yeah, that's that's the end of the game. I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. Let me know in